Hey guys, so I thought I'd read out the affidavit to you that I wrote when I was in the police cells. This is the statement that I've given basically in my interview. I've never wrote an affidavit before. I'm not legally trained. This is all based on kind of what I've learned in the past few months. So any feedback, much appreciated. If I've said like something that I really shouldn't have said, let me know and what I can do about it. So here it is. I, Hannah Rose Shotbolt, a free woman on the land, honestly and sincerely, without ill will, vexation or frivolity, do solemnly swear the following statement to be truthful and accurate to the best of my knowledge and ability. I write this affidavit of truth in good faith and without prejudice. On the night of the 16th of the 6th, 2014, I was visiting a friend in Tewkesbury. At around midnight, we parked up along a quiet road to sit and talk. I, Hannah Rose, a flesh and blood natural creation of God, do smoke cannabis daily. So what? As my friend and I sat in my privately owned conveyance, a marked police car pulled up beside me. There was one male officer and one female officer. The male opened his car window and asked us if we had seen anyone dangerous driving. We replied that we hadn't. At this, the officers appeared to drive off. However, after about 150 feet, the police car turned around and pulled up next to us again. I immediately activated my fee schedule and began recording the events on my iPhone. I claimed to be a free woman on the land and that I did not wish to contract with the officers, who I understood to be offering me a transaction of a security interest. I asked both officers to provide identification, to which they replied that they didn't have to do. The female officer allowed her ID number to be recorded on video. However, the male officer refused to identify himself to me. I also asked both officers to provide proof of oath of office, which both failed to provide. I refused entry to my automobile to said police officers, as they would not provide me with any evidence of their lawful right to conduct a search. The male officer consequently smashed my car window for peacefully resisting his demands. I understand I am not obliged to allow access to my private property. I was informed by the officers that they were acting under the authority of a statute, namely the Misuse of Drugs Act 1971. I informed officers again that I am in fact a free woman on the land, and I have in fact withdrawn consent to be represented and thus governed by the UK government. I attempted to serve a notice of understanding and intent and claim of right initially to officers, as I understand they have a legal duty to read it, as it is a notarised document. Notice to principal is notice to agent, and notice to agent is notice to principal applies. They refused and even laughed at my attempts to peacefully discuss the matter with them. 4 to 5 more unidentified officers turned up, and my guest and I were forced out of the car under duress and threat of violence, as the officers were increasingly threatening and aggressive. I made clear to officers that I understood no crime had been committed. We were not pulled over and they had not witnessed us breach the peace. I made clear to all arresting officers that I am not Miss Hannah Rose Shotbolt, which I understand to be a legal fiction, artificial person, legal entity. I have not given surety joinder to this account and claim executive, administrator and beneficiary. I further claim that no officer witnessed me breach the peace, and therefore my arrest is unlawful. The male is in breach of the codes of practice A3.8b by refusing to identify himself to me, A3.ac, no lawful power to search, A1.11, stop and search without unlawful discrimination. I further claim that at no point have I provided any legal identification, and I am standing under common law. I do not give permission for my legal name to be used as personal identification. I am not a legal fiction, artificial person, sole corporation. I am Hannah Rose, a flesh and blood child of God and a living witness to your crimes, pre-crimes, via your intent to deceive through fraud. I further claim that all officers of Cheltenham Police Station that were in contact with me with regards to this matter are guilty and liable to prosecution under common law for all or some of the following offences: trespass, criminal damage, breach of the peace, kidnapping, fraud, gross negligence, perjury, theft and assault. I have informed said officers that I will be serving a complaint in affidavit form by way of service upon Suzette Davenport, for all damages against me caused by my transgressors, due to total incompetence by said police officers and no due process of law by the sergeant, who refused to read my notarised claim of right, which is in fact her lawful duty. While in custody, I made a complaint to the inspector with regards to my unlawful arrest by said police officers. This affidavit is written in honour and good faith by Hannah Rose of the family Shotbolt. So that's what I said in my interview. Let me know what you think.